libido for a short, certain period of time. But also, their olfactory senses can be manipulated by the reptilian. Many of these reptilians are very possessive of their human female abductees. They don't want anyone, not even a human boyfriend, a human male, having anything to do with this woman. Again, it's that reptilian concept of human ownership. I've known of boyfriends who've been attacked by reptilians. Guys in the shower, taking a shower, and next thing you know, a reptilian pops up, claws him, right? It's because the boyfriend is involved with what the reptilian believes is its mate. So one of the ways the reptilian gets around that is it manipulates the olfactory senses of the female abductee to the point where she's repulsed by male human pheromones. She just can't stand the smell of them, doesn't want to be around any humans at all, human males rather. Now, conversely, what can happen to human females that have reptilian experiences, the reptilians, it could be a part of the agenda where they want the woman to have other partners. In fact, sometimes have frequent partners. It's not unusual for women that are having these experiences through no fault of their own, and there's no shame attached, but sometimes they become very promiscuous. And not surprising considering what's been going on. So what the reptilians can do, because like I said, they feed off the energy of people having sexual intercourse. They can manipulate the scent of the human female to the point where she becomes irresistible to all human males. She can go to the store, the supermarket checkout, and the cashier, the bagger boy, they're all just sniffing her, and they're just all become enamored with her instantly. This could last for days and weeks, where everywhere she goes, everyone just falls in love with her. This bespeaks an extraordinary understanding and control of the humans by the reptilians and other aliens. It means that they have a thorough understanding of our physiology, of our neurology. Barbara Bartholic and I always laugh at all these efforts, at all these UFO groups. We're going to gain contact with the ETs. We're going to form a UFO group, and we're going to form a contact group. Well, obviously, from what I've been telling you, that the ETs and the reptilians have already come in contact with us. So it's academic to try to form a group to make contact with the ETs. They've been contacting us. They've been manipulating us. It's always been like that. Now, I've told you a bit about how reptilians operate as far as vis-a-vis human women. Let me talk to you a bit about how reptilians will create a serial murderer. Again, the reptilians have attained control of the surface through the manipulation and control of the human gene pool, imbuing certain characteristics and behaviors within human hybrids that will advance their agenda, both on a family scale and a societal global scale. What the reptilians do with a male reptilian hybrid is gradually, over a period of time, they can turn that person into a pedophile or a serial murderer, or they can even change the sexual orientation of a given abductee. Now, please don't hear what I didn't say. I didn't say that the reptilians, a gay person, is gay because the reptilians made him gay. No. In some cases, though, as I will point out in a moment, the reptilians can manipulate someone sexually, physically, and so forth, and cause them to not only change their orientation, but in extreme cases also to have a sex change operation. Barbara Bartholic has worked with a number of guys who, over a period of time, eventually change sexes. Now, how is this done? Now, the reptilians hold a tactical high ground. And the reason for that is we have to sleep, whereas reptilians operate, for all intents and purposes, a timeless realm. Many of them are interdimensional in nature. What a reptilian will do to a male in our example is the reptilian will enter into the body of a male and quickly take over his astral dreamscape. The reptilian will eroticize the dreamscape, pervert the dreamscape. Let me give you an example. The guy finds himself in a dream. He's walking around in an empty household. no furniture. He's walking around wondering what he's doing there, what's going on. He walks into a room, and suddenly he sees a gal sitting on a recliner, an easy chair. And then she suddenly poses in such a way that is sexually provocative. He immediately gets the impression that she wants to have intercourse with him. So, like most randy males, he positions himself in such a way as to engage in intercourse with her. The moment in the dream, remember, the reptilian is inside of his body. His ethereal body of a reptilian has penetrated a sleeping human, has taken over the astral dreamscape. And now the guy is at the point where he's about to engage in intercourse with the woman. And the moment he initiates intercourse, the reptilian sodomizes him from behind. And very often, at the same time that he initiates intercourse with the dream woman, not only does he get sodomized from behind, but the object of his desires morphs, shapeshifts into something entirely repulsive. It turns into his sister, his daughter, into a hermaphroditic type being, characteristics of both sexes. He wakes up, oh my God, right? He's feeling this icky tingly sensation all over his body, from his toes all the way to the top of his head. What's happening is that's the entity. He's feeling the entity. And then he may see like a dark shadow, a dark cloud above him. And then the entity will gradually start to leave his body. And that will manifest in the form of this icky tingly feeling in his arms, back of his neck, what have you. He thinks nothing of it. It's just some weird dream. He shunts off the experience in that back shelf labeled, don't worry about it, too weird. Let's say the next night or 2 nights later, he has a similar dream. He's about to engage in intercourse with another dream lover. And the moment he begins to initiate intercourse, once again, he's sodomized from behind. And once again, the entity the person he's about to have sex with, shapeshift into something that he's totally repulsed by. Now, you can imagine if this process continues for days and weeks, sometimes months, is it any surprise that the guy develops a sexual dysfunction? Is it any surprise that the guy develops erectile dysfunction? Because in his mind, he's made a cognitive association between heterosexual sex on the one hand and extreme rectal pain on the other, and like all these fears of horror and shame in between. Now, there are variations of this. Sometimes he will find himself with a gal who's the object of his dreams, and he may not be sodomized, but what will happen is, see, there's a parallel physical, sexual, paraphysical manipulation that's going on within the human. The reptilian is manipulating him at all these different levels, psychologically, sexually, physically. For example, he may have a dreamscape experience where he's just surrounded with extraordinarily beautiful women who all want to have sex with him. And he'll look down and he's suitably feeling randy. And he may be hugging or caressing a woman. Next thing you know, that woman shapeshifts into a little child. And then the voice in his head, which is the reptilian, is telling him, go ahead. Now, he's already excited. He's already fully aroused from what happened moments before. But now, instead of a beautiful woman in his arms, it's a small child. It could be his own daughter. And the message in his mind is, go ahead. Nobody's going to know. Go ahead and do it. You want to do it, don't you? Okay, now, let's expand upon that further. As I said earlier, Ted Bundy was one of many people. Did this thing turn off or what? That's a 95, by the way, see? Oh, well. The point I'm making is there are physical characteristics which are common amongst reptilian hybrids and serial murderers and pedophiles in particular. You always hear, you always hear these, oh, shoot, modern technology. You always hear these FBI profilers and these psychologists saying that, oh, serial murder, there's no way you